So, I mean, this should really outrage people. I think, like Ron Paul, it's one of the most important issues for us to get our country back on track is to solve this Federal Reserve mess. We need to get rid of it, and we need to institute sound money, without a question. Gold and silver, in my opinion, are a good way to go, and we can have a debate about where to go with money. I was listening to your interview the other day with, is his name Peter Joseph from Zeitgeist?
Yeah, that was years ago.
Oh, was it? Yeah. And, I mean, I don't think that we need to get rid of money. His argument about if we get, the scarcity thing.
His argument is to have a global computer that decides everything, and it is absolute dehumanization. But it's always packaged. That's what the collectivists always do, is they package things as total liberation, but what it brings is total enslavement. That's why you have the New York Times doing positive, glowing reviews of him, while separately saying, I'm violent and need to be arrested. The system gives that their seal of approval and goes into convulsions of fear dealing with me. Let's come back and talk more about...
That's a good sign there, too.
Yeah, let's come back and talk more about your research and what it found with our guest, Alex Newman from the New American Magazine. I'm Alex Jones, Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com are the websites. I'll finish up with your phone calls early in the next hour. Then I'm going to get to a news blitz and Chris Matthews' hit piece and my take on the oil spill. Stay with us. Coming up, new bill gives Obama a kill switch to shut down the internet. It's a PrisonPlanet.com article. And it is one of the stories on the Drudge Report today on the right-hand side. Right above a Washington Times article, epidemic growth of net porn cited, briefing children in danger. But when you actually read the National Security Strategy, May 2010, it echoes what Cass Sunstein and others have said. Its criticism of the government is effective and is discrediting the state. The state is a structure owned by foreign hedge funds, mainly. I was reading the latest issue of Vanity Fair about one of the heads of the hedge funds who's made over $10 billion just in the last few years himself, personally. And they admitted what he's doing is illegal, but said how great it was he was basically doing it and how fun it was and how it's all insider trading, ha, ha, ha. So a few hundred guys can have tens of billions in the bank. We're going to let them destroy our entire economy, put us all in debt, and then hire a bunch of paramilitary brainwashed police to oppress us. I mean, that's the New World Order. Just criminals looting everything, and they've got their people in all the regulatory positions, and so that's the end of it. Just accept it. No, I'm not going to accept it. Alex Newman, the good news is 30-plus years of people trying to audit the Fed, almost 30 at Ron Paul and his 2 different visits to Congress when he was in there and then got kicked out and then went back in the mid-'90s. He almost had no co-sponsors. Now he's got a lot of co-sponsors. He got it passed out of the House. It's in the Senate, got derailed. But the system knows, as Zbigniew Brzezinski said a month ago, that the people are now really awake to their structure, and it's only a matter of time until they try to remove these parasites. But the parasites are planning to maintain their control at a barrel of a gun.
Yeah, and like you said, what's going on now in Congress, I think, is fascinating. We really have an opportunity right now. People are so upset, and knowledge about this. I think a criminal syndicate is a good way to put it, this Federal Reserve. People are really starting to understand it's a bipartisan issue now. Some of the fiercest critics of the Fed have actually come from the Democratic Party, like Alan Grayson in Florida. I disagree with his view of how government should run and what its purpose should be. But he's done such a good job of hammering on the Fed, and it just goes to show you that this isn't a partisan issue in any way. This is an issue that should concern every American, and every American who isn't on the dole of the big banks or the government should be really concerned about this. And polls are showing that 80% of the people now want the Fed audited. So now is really our opportunity in America to fix this problem, to get rid of this you call them parasites, and I think it's a perfect description. They're leeching off of the American people's labor, and they're not contributing anything. They're bankrupting us. They create bubbles, and this pyramid scheme, literally, when it collapses, it leaves them in control of everything, plus interest, which we can't ever pay back. So I'm excited about the momentum now. The Fed is being attacked from so many different angles. Of course, they hired a lobbyist not to go to Capitol Hill and protect their interests, but you know, the American people are catching on now. The lobbyists or not, I think the Fed's days are numbered here, because as people realize what's going on, and they can't keep it hidden anymore. This last economic crisis really put it all out in the open. Congress has caught on to the scheme now. And, you know, we don't have enough senators yet to get a proper audit of the Fed.
Well, we're going to get it. Well said, Alex Newman. Great job.